All right, so we're kind of transitioning, finishing up our value forms that we're doing, our complete paintings, and getting ready to do our next painting. What we're going to do is this. Let me show you some examples. Move this stuff off to the side for a second. We are going to do the crushed can is what we're after on those. And so the reason I picked this one is because we're still dealing mostly with a couple of different values. You notice in our soda can that we have here, a couple of different colors. So there's a red, right? A red color on that one, and then there's the silver color that takes up the background, which is kind of cool. So this is just basically a two-color sort of a painting on that, which is pretty cool. This one we branch out. We have our greens, right? And a little bit of a different color in the background, although it is kind of pseudo green. But you have some reds in here as well, but not too many. So mostly the greens, and then this other color in the background we're using with black and whites on those and grays. So that's kind of a two-color thing. This one, once again, you got your blue that we're working with a couple of different values of blue, and then the colors that we have working with our background, little specks of red on there. So mostly a 1 to 2 color painting. The lid is a little bit different. That's kind of a blackish. It's a gray tone, but it has a little bit of a tint of a tannish green to it as well. And so it's basically just two values that we're working with. I mean, not two values, two colors that we're working with, which is what our goal is on those. And so that's why I picked this one. The crush can also gives us some interesting surfaces that we can deal with. Some of them, as we start to get down here, this one has lots of little shapes, but there's not too many different shapes within here on these different values that we have, and they're more fairly easy to paint and to draw. They're not real intricate details, and if it's a crush can, if you're a little bit off, you know, who cares? Because it's a crush can, right? On those, and who's to say, oh, that's not the exact fold in that crush can? I mean, if this is a little bit more over here, then, you know, so be it. That's okay. So we're going to do the crush can assignment on those. For the drawing of, let's go boards first on this one. I have a number of these boards. These are pre-gessoed, so you can go buy some boards that have some gesso on them. Now this gesso is a little bit more slick when you paint on it, so you can draw on it fairly well on those. But the paint in itself, sometimes you have some problems with the paints if they're not a little bit more opaque on that one. And all you got to do is remember, just build up your layers a little bit more on those ones. And so this is kind of a cool thing, having a pre-gessoed board. It just has a piece of plastic around it. I still have some of these. Remember, this was just a matte board that we had that we put some gesso on it and just kind of rolled the gesso over top of it, so you can use that sort of a thing. And this is the size that you can use on those. If you want, I do have some gesso and a roller. If you wanted to roller this board with this gesso, which is a little bit more of a matte finish, you are also welcome to do that as a possibility, depending on what you want. And so this one is, hold on a second, we'll just kind of get this out here so maybe you can kind of see the differences between the boards on that one. And so this is this board. It's kind of a luster finish on that one, and then this board has the other gesso on it on there. So if I'm drawing on the one, let's say I'm putting some marks on here, it's a little bit lighter. These ones go on a little bit darker on those. As far as erasability on that one for your drawings, this one's going to erase fairly easily. This one also erases fairly easily. So there's a little bit of difference. Notice the surface, one is more reflective on it. Like I said, it's more of a luster finish. This one is more of a matte finish. And it's just kind of up to you on what you want to use for your board for creating this painting. Step number one is you get to select a painting or a subject to work one. I have 3 different ones here. If you wanted to photograph your own picture of a soda can that you want to crush and draw a picture of, you're welcome to do that. I do recommend that you have a single light source if you do that, and so that you shoot it mostly in the dark with maybe the light coming down at an angle from the top or something like that, maybe from the side, so that you have kind of a light side and then you have a dark side to it. You notice that on the here the light is coming from the side, so we have a light side up here on the rim and a darker side over here, and transition in between it. These ones here where you see the parts, the face front here, we have it goes where it's rounded, it goes white, the light blue to medium blue to dark blue on those, with your dark blue stuff over here as well. Same sort of a thing on these ones. They're shot with a single light source. That's also going to give you a strong cast shadow that comes out here to the side as you look at it. So you have your white hitting the rim here and hitting it back over here, but dark on the inside portion, light side, dark side. It will make the three-dimensional qualities look pretty good if you have a single light source coming from the side. So you can have a little bit of a can of your own that you want to, if you want to crush that. If not, I have plenty here for the students that are in class. The ones that are online, I've put links to these photos so you can download and print them out on the assignment for those. So we just get to select which one we are. I'm probably going to pick, although I like the Mountain Dew, I'm looking to myself saying, man, that's pretty complicated. I don't know if I want to do something that complicated. Maybe I do more something that's with the Coca-Cola. It looks a little more simple, not as much broken up space. Or the Pepsi can also, maybe a little bit more simple on those. Maybe I'm doing the Coca-Cola can. That's kind of iconic, right, on that, on what we're going to do. And so now that I have my picture selected, I decided what surface I'm going to paint on. I was actually going to paint on this surface over here. I was going to make one a little bit bigger on that just because I can. With those, if you want to make something bigger, I do have bigger pieces for us to use. And so that's step number one, is just selecting what you want to do. Then we're going to proceed on creating just an outline drawing. Okay, just an outline drawing on your board on how to do that. And so that's going to be our next step on those. Let me go ahead and switch this over.